is Hope at Crafty Hope, and I'm popping in with a quick jewelry tutorial thing. I want to show you how to create loops, if you can see them on the outside like that, of tins. Like these. A couple months ago I made this altered tin for the Art Elements May theme, which was I think forest, and now I'm working on the July theme, which is flowers, and I'm going to use another tin, so I thought let me show you how I did these. So let me move this one off, and I am going to show you what I'm going to use for this one. Now the first thing I need is a tin, hopefully one that doesn't come all the way down on the sides, that's got a little bit of opening there. I'm also going to use a metal punch. This is a 1.8 millimeter one, but you know, we can work with whatever you've got. I've got a Sharpie, a couple of head pins in the metal of my choosing, and then off to the side I've got these what are they, some seed beads, and then some small spacers that I may or may not need. I needed them on this, so I'm thinking I may need it on this as well. And all that does is help my head pins from going through the hole I created. Now you can either get head pins with larger heads on them or a hole punch with a smaller hole, but I'm working with what I have. So let's jump into this. It's super easy. I'm going to start by looking at my tin, and like I said, this lid here doesn't come all the way down the sides, so that gives me an opportunity to put a hole back here. So I'm just going to try to find the center and mark a spot that's not too close to that lid. I don't really like where that one was, so I'm going to rub that off, and that didn't come off the way I wanted, so I'm going to get a little bit of alcohol real quick and see if I can rub that off real quick. Okay, so try that again. And if you didn't know, alcohol does a pretty good job of taking Sharpie marks off of things, so I try to keep some near me. So I'm going to try again to get in the center of this. Now if you want to be more precise than I am, go for it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, because I want something dangling from the bottom as well as the top for this one. And alright, so I have those two marks, and I'm done with my Sharpie. So I'm going to take this lid off and put it off to the side, and then I'm going to go in here with my hole punch and just punch holes right where I made those marks, just like so, and then down here like so. Now if your tin is really deep, you're going to have to try to figure out how to do it if it's deeper than the length of your punch, but we're just working with these in a pretty easy manner. Now I'm going to take my head pins here and insert it from the inside and pull through. Now I'm going to check real quick. I'm going to wiggle this just a little bit to see if I need my those spacers or anything like that, and I think I'm going to be okay. And part of the reason I also added the spacers on here was to stabilize them a little in the holes. Oh, you know what? Look, that just fell through, didn't it? Oh, there's my husband sneezing in the next room. So I'm going to go ahead and take these little spacer beads that I have and use them. So I'm going to insert this into my head pin, and that just kind of makes sure, because the hole on them is definitely not going to go through, I mean, well, the circumference of those is definitely not going to go through the hole we have here. And put it through here, just like that. Now I can put another spacer bead on top if I want to just kind of cover up that hole, like so. And then I'm going to, oh, and you know what else you do need? You need wire clippers and your round nose pliers. So I'm going to grab those from over here real quick. So, and this is the hard part now. I'm going to try to hold this from the inside and bend my head pin at a 90-degree angle, and then trim it as I would. And I'll put a link to how to make a simple loop in the this video somewhere, maybe up here at the top and definitely down in the description box. So if you don't know how to make a simple loop, you can see my tutorial on it. So once I have clipped this, I'm just taking my round nose pliers and I'm going to bend my head pin into a loop. Ooh, that is a really bad loop. What is going on here? I guess it's being on camera. I am not happy with this loop at all. Now working this head pin too much will weaken it, so I'm trying not to. I'm going to grab my other pliers to just kind of straighten that out to see. Alright, so there is a loop. Now, I could have made a wrap loop instead if I'd wanted, but I feel like that's a little bit of overkill. So, anyway, and for the bottom one, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to put on that spacer bead and find my bottom hole, slide that on, and put another one of these tiny spacers on. And again, if you don't have these little spacers, you could use some seed beads or a bead cap of some kind or something along those lines just to make your hole a little bit smaller for your head pin. Alright, so now I'm going to try to bend this. It's a little awkward here, isn't it? And I'm going to trim it. Now I'm also trying to hold, usually I hold the end that flies away, but I'm afraid that this is going to slip down into my tin, so I was trying to hold that so my little thing did fly away, which I try not to do. And then I'm going to make my loop. Hopefully a little bit better than the last one. That is much better. Alright, and then there's a bottom loop. And then I can put my lid back on, and I have loops from the top and the bottom that I can hang the chain from and whatever else I want to hang from the bottom. So that's it, guys. Super easy process. Just a little bit of marking where you want your holes, hole punching, and putting those head pins in and making a loop. So if you have any questions about this, make sure to let me know in the comments below. And if you do like this and found this useful, give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you can see what else I am sharing. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye.